Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my biggest order yet. And for those of you who are following, this might be deja vu because less than a week ago, I did a very similar video, but I've just beat that order. Things are really going really well for me in my reselling journey. I'm going to give you guys some updates on that. And we're also going to take a look at some of these older cards. I'm trying to really process them to put them in my store. So I'm going to overlay some footage of that as well. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into all the big orders and what's been happening, I really want to emphasize that this is an experiment for me. I know I am talk about money all the time in this channel. I'm open and honest with you guys about that. I talk about my successes, my losses, my failures, right? But I am not expecting or don't want you guys to do this with me. Follow along, do what I do, because that's not what this is made for. This is made for more of your guys' entertainment and educational value. Maybe you are also a reseller and you can get some things out of it. That would be amazing. But this is not a step-by-step guide. I am playing with thousands of dollars worth, right? People's monthly allowance for their job. So when I'm saying I'm going to take out $6,000, that's a big risk. Buying lots for thousands of dollars, even $400, $500. It's not money to just sneeze at, play around with. But that's why I'm telling you guys to not really do this. And unless you're really comfortable and sure, and you're maybe already doing it. But these videos are not for that purpose, intention. All right, I want you guys to know there's a lot going behind the scenes besides me coming in here and telling you guys about the successes. I stay up all the time, listing cards, sorting cards. A lot of you guys can't do that, right? You guys have full-time jobs, families. I'm in a very specific point in my life that I can do something like this. So there is that caveat to this video and all my videos. Don't do this with me. And I've been seeing you guys ask questions. This is kind of what prompted me to keep clarifying. I have mentioned this before. I'm not shy about giving you guys caveats, warnings, right? But the reason I mentioned this now is because I've been seeing questions that you guys have been asking me more and more to be more specific, and I'm like trying not to be for a specific reason, like the tax information. You got to be a certified tax professional to really know what you're talking about with taxes. I don't take my word for it. So I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about things I know. Selling on eBay. I don't sell too much on eBay, which I am going to do more videos about that. I'm not worried about talking about that too much because I know some of you guys watch me that already sell on eBay. So you guys maybe are just looking for more tips, tricks, content related to that. If you were going to sell on eBay, it is different than what I'm doing now. My strategies for eBay are a lot different than what my strategies for TCGplayer. On eBay, I would really focus on things like slabs and sets. So when I'm talking about buying a master set to flip, I would just flip it on eBay as a master set. I would not break it apart. And that's a pretty good viable option. You can buy it like the 151. I bought it for $750. You can flip it on eBay for $1,000, $350 profit. I even seen it for $1,150. Make a little bit more. You're gonna get TCGplayer is gonna get a cut out of it, right? Keep all that in mind. So if you're on eBay, I would recommend lots, and I recommend charging shipping, none of this free shipping, because it's a different animal over there. So that's what I'd recommend for just some quick tips. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into very specific things like tax, or if you guys want to have a chat with me, fams, I make a stretch to make these videos based on everything that I have going on. I'm like sometimes like stressing if am I gonna have enough time to make this video, so I can't really have enough time for chats. But come and share my info here, and we'll have if you guys have more specific questions, stuff like that, I can try to help out as much as possible. Right, so some of the things that I wanted to get out of the way, some caveats. So let's get into the biggest order yet. And I actually have it next to me so I can guide you guys through this a little bit better. and I'm gonna try to display some visuals. Maybe I just hold it up on the camera here. But this is 36 cards, and they paid $524. Blessed. And the reason I say blessed is because these are cards that I just listed yesterday. TCG Player was having a promotion yesterday where they were giving buyers credit pretty much if they bought. Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but they get credits, store credit if they buy things for a percentage of the credit of the total amount. But anyways, so there was an incentive to buy, and I was flooded with orders. I completely forgot about this, and the perfect storm brewed. I recently dropped the prices of 37,000 cards. A lot of them were very playable, high movers, and made them lower than anyone on TCG Player Direct. So I undercut everyone on TCG Player Direct. It was a Friday, and then it was this promotion, which was a perfect storm to give me the most amount of orders I have ever received. At one point, I saw it at over 80 orders that I had to personally send back. And then TCG Player Direct had more orders in there. I have more orders in there as well, right? So I was kind of freaking out because if I get more than 100 of orders in a day, then I start to really it starts to really make a difference whether I will be able to send it out in time, because I have 48 hours. Obviously, all these cards I have to go through my inventory, pick them out, put them, package them, right, send them out. So it does take time, especially with the reverses that people want like 30 of them. If they all in one set, it's easy. I have them all alphabetical, nice and easy. But if they want like a little bit of each from different sets, that does take more time. It is a little bit more of a pain. But these cards here, so I got a lot of orders, and I got my biggest order today. I thought it was going to be yesterday from the sale, which is why I was listing this master set, the 51 master set, and I was listing the Temporal Forces. I wanted to take advantage of that, and some of it sold, a lot of it sold. So I'm surprised that I had these many cards left in 151, and the ones that sold were pretty much the high-end cards, except Charizard, the highest end card. There are Charizards in here, but the highest end one is like $115 or so. So that would have added more to this order, but all the illustrated rares, secret illustrated rares are here. The starters, all that good stuff. Zapdos, it was in here as well. And this is an order that I'm gonna have to send out. So I'm gonna add something whenever there's a big order like this. I tend to add stuff to it. And these was cards that my strategy is to list as high as possible that I think would still sell when I first list it, and then I gradually start to lower the prices, like I mentioned before. And the reason for this is because I want to be able to make as much as I can from these cards, and some of these cards do sell at ridiculously high prices because of a lot of factors. There are high movers, high in demand, and the ultimate convenience factor is really what makes it worth it. Let me explain something. If this buyer that had this huge order wanted to buy some of these cards individually, a lot of these cards individually, they would pay shipping $5 or whatever they're charging, the seller's charging, and after $50 it gets a little bit more of a charge on that, because it has to be tracked at that point. Even though I always send orders more than $20 more with tracking for my protection as well. But if they want to buy these cards separately, they would actually end up paying more for shipping in the long run, which is why I'm able to confidently raise the prices of these higher end cards by like $5, $10, sometimes even $15, like insane amount. And I'm like, okay, someone's gonna buy one or two here and there, and I calculate the shipping in it, right? So even if I have to pay shipping, it's still profitable. But when someone combines 36 of these crazy high-end cards together, then I'm now just paying for one shipping. So all that extra amount is just going to increase the margin, my percentage margin of this order. So insanity, fams. This is like a high-end cat being a high-end cat. They're like, oh yeah, really? Highest prices here? I'll buy it because I have all of them, right? It's the convenience factor of saving them that shipping. And sometimes there's additional charges of like, if it goes more than $250, you have to pay a little bit more for signature. So I'm gonna have to send a signature with this one. All right, so that's a little bit about my biggest order. And going forward, I'm going to be, like I mentioned before, right now tackling the issue of when cards get to $20 or more, whether to send it as an envelope or not. But honestly, I'm gonna send it as tracking all the time, even if they're reverses. Actually, more, especially if they're reverses. The reason is because I buy, let's say, 40 cards. There was this order that I had for 33 cards, and I could fit up to 35 cards in a plain white envelope and ship that out. And like, so it would be $1.50, about $1.50, right? But I'm not gonna do that because it's $20. If it gets lost, that's a big loss for me to take. If they want to be shady or whatever reason they want to claim that it didn't make it, it is a good amount. I'm also take a loss for that. Now, most of the time that doesn't happen. I've been selling a TCG player for a lot. I send cards that are like $16 as well with just envelope, no tracking. And people are not really shady, so I don't really actually worry that too much about that, but it is a factor. Getting lost is more of a factor, so I don't want it to get lost. And when it's reverses, 33 cards, I pay like maybe $1 for 33 cards, right? 3 cents each. So when it's $20 and I paid $1 and I'm gonna pay $4.50 for shipping, $5.50 into it, I'm still making $14.50 or $15. So it is still worth it for me. I'm gonna send those orders that are 20 or more through tracking, through parcel. So, and also I get paid faster for those as well. A lot of the times when I see an order like this one, 500 and something, even though they just ordered today and I have a lot more orders to process before I get to this one, I'll actually send this one soon as possible because, and with tracking, and this one requires a signature, but because then TCG Player frees up that money and pays me sooner. Whenever you send something with tracking, they'll pay you when it lands. So whenever you send something with an envelope, they give you like I think like a 2 week or a week that they hold it. So it's a standard time. But with tracking, if it makes it in 2 days, you'll get paid that 2 days after, right? So I'm gonna be sending the higher cards with tracking, orders that are more than $20 with tracking, and then the last couple things that I've been dealing with. Well, right now, yeah, I've been dealing with customer service issues. And this is really why I love TCG Player Direct, because I don't have to deal with these issues. They deal with these issues. And the issues that I'm dealing with, and by the way, before I say any of these things, I think customer service is very important, very crucial, and the customer is always right. That's what I'm going to start off with. But recently, I sent out an order, and I hate how Pokemon has the exact same name of a Pokemon, but like a variant of it. So the number of the set number is different. So me going fast, I messed up. Out of 33 cards, 2 of them, there was a variant, and this person was trying to complete a master set, which I get, I understand. So they reached out to me and I was like, okay, my bad. I'm going to issue a partial refund. Well, they actually asked me to send out the cards, and I'm like, okay, I will do it. Almost anything a customer wants me to do except lose money. And sending out a card to replace it is losing money. I'm going to be sending out that card, which costs an envelope, shipping. It's like $1 plus the card, right? So it comes out to like $1 with the card. But I'm not gonna do that when I could just do a partial refund for those cards, which were like 20 cents each. So instead of losing $1 or more, I'm gonna lose 40 cents. And I do feel bad because obviously it was my mistake and I should have been better about it. But most customers would be like, okay, thank you for that. Or they would request either a refund for those cards or to send it. They wouldn't be like, just send it. But this person was like, just send me the cards. So I'm like, okay, it's my policy to do partial refunds if there are cards that didn't make it or for whatever reason I need to. And anyways, they got mad at me and they gave me a negative review, which I honestly don't care. I have so many positive reviews. I add free cards. And that's another thing. I added free cards to this order as well. And sometimes I do that so that if I do come across any issues like this, they can have something to be understanding about. And these free cards are good. They're like holos. They're older cards. But this person didn't care about it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Now, there's been other situations where I have also taken a loss with dealing with customers. For example, there was this one order. Someone ordered a bunch of celebration cards, and I'm pretty sure they were flipping them because they ordered a bunch of them, like 40 of one type of card, and they ordered a couple types of cards. But anyways, ended up being that some of them were light played, or they were saying all of them were light played, which I highly doubt that. So I was like, okay, these are a lot of cards. This makes it more worth it for me to get them back. So I'm gonna go ahead and send you a packing slip. I send them a packing slip because I can get those online for a lot cheaper than what you would go to if you went to the store. Anyways, I emailed them to me and emailed them to them, and I was like, put the cards back in here, send them back to me. When I receive them, I'll issue the refund. I have not received the cards to this date. So they complained, and I spent $4.50 for this label and they never used it. So I lost the product. I didn't refund them yet. So that's a good thing. And learning forward, I know these are things to look out for. I didn't refund them yet, which definitely won't now, and might try to get money back for that label since it was never used. So dealing with customers, I'm willing to pay for a whole label to make them satisfied, make them happy. A lot of the times as well, if they claim they don't receive cards, I'll refund them their order. It's if not too much, right? And I will block them though. I have the ability to block buyers. I send out free cards on most of my orders. A lot of my feedback are people really grateful of getting these free cards, and the ones that are not, and they just complain or don't put that in factor, I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing I'm going to satisfy you with in the future. I'm just going to block you from being able to buy from me. So if I can satisfy the customer, I will do that, even if I have to spend money. Like in that situation, though, it wasn't a complete loss, because if they put those cards back to me and I would have got them, I could have actually sold them for double the price. So I wanted those cards back. That made kind of sense, but I ended up losing money because they ended up putting it in the label and sending it back to me. So there is that. Those are some of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's just mainly giving you guys updates, things that are happening. And like I mentioned in my last video, I'm right now focusing on mainly selling, and trying to get to 10K. And with these master sets moving, the reverses moving, I feel great about it. So I'm gonna leave you guys off with this one here, and hopefully you guys like this video. Drop a like button, please, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.